So I think for me, when I've interacted with a lot of men and a lot of husbands and fathers, what I tend to see is when they start to pay attention to what's going on with them and when they start to really focus on their own struggle and their own emotions, then their kids start to get a realization that they're allowed to do that as well. And especially when it's a father to a son, myself included, when I start to address what I'm feeling and share what I'm feeling with my son, they tend to follow right in suit. It's almost natural for them when someone else similar to us or that's leading us, we call it modeling, right? We model and we are modeled for us all the time what's going on and how we can act. And so for me, when I've seen dads really start to model that for their families, everything starts to change and they can be the leader of the family that a lot of them want to be. So for me, I really understand and start to see that fathers are carrying more emotional struggles and they haven't voiced them. They don't tend to say it first. They tend to behave differently first. And so that's the signs that I'm looking for. Things like not paying attention to their physical health. So when a dad really starts to struggle with maybe basic hygiene items, not taking care of themselves daily, that's something a lot of the time I'm looking for. And probably the one of the most common that maybe we all see is them distancing themselves. Really, dads want to be involved. They generally want to be in the mix of everything that's going on. And so for me, what I tend to see is they're distancing themselves. Their spouse or their family says they're just not as involved anymore. And those are all items that I'm looking for that they normally won't say, but I can see it and the family can see it around them too. There's a lot of patterns. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, so I do a lot more couples and working with kids and husbands. And so the patterns that I tend to see over and over again is one that I call where work becomes their safe zone and where work becomes the place they feel the most respected and most honored. So then they don't want to end up turning around and going home to a place where they don't feel honored and they don't feel respected. I can say probably 80%, making up a rough statistic, of my clients don't feel respected at home, and so then their wives are wondering or their family's wondering why they spend so much time at work. And it's because it's this recurring pattern that at work I'm the hero, at work I'm the boss, at work I'm the one who can solve all the problems, and at home I am about as lost as a puppy, and I have no clue what's going on, and so I can't really solve the issue. And that's terrifying to me as a husband, to me as a dad. If I can't solve the problem, I'm going to stay as far away from it as I can. Family dynamics is probably the biggest thing I love spending time on. It's what I spend the vast majority of my counseling time on. And so for me, the shift that I tend to see is wives or spouses looking at their husband and saying, this is the man I've always wanted. Right? This is the leader that I've wanted. He's addressing what's going on in the home. He's not isolating or separating himself from these problems. He's sharing with me. And so when they come to therapy with me, a lot of the times what I end to see is this is the most I've ever heard from him in the last year. And it tends to be this incredible eye-opening moment where we say, oh, yeah, so Tri-County is a really cool resource that I think we joke internally is the best kept secret because we do a lot of things, but we have mostly referrals. We don't get a lot of individuals who are just saying, hey, I need help, let me go to Tri-County. But we provide some really great services in the community, and most people know us for our substance use, but we've really expanded to become leaders in trauma treatment, family treatments, treatment for kids. And so I'm really, really proud of the work we're doing in support with the county and coming alongside so many different resources. I can say in almost every meeting I'm in with other entities and inside our agency, we're consistently saying, like, man, if we didn't have all of these resources available in Polk County, our citizens and our people would be so much lesser. They wouldn't have the opportunities that we have now. And so I'm really proud to function within this behavioral health system we have in Polk County. And when I go to our other counties, Highlands and Hardy, they're often saying, man, we wish we had some of those resources. So I'm really, really proud of what Tri-County gets to do and what we do as a county, where we all come together and really share not just the resources, but our information and help people as best we can. I'm really proud of that.